inviting me.
Yeah. How is life
And
going?
good, good, very well. I'm
I,
healthy, and that's a blessing.
I saw that you were like in the county up to yesterday.
Yes, it's part of my constituency visit. I went to Bokumu district. It's my first time back since the election
To go to that part.
to that part.
Okay.
So it was really refreshing to reconnect with constituents, listen to some of the challenges there.
It's a very rural, even though your county is rural, but is that district rural?
Very, very rural and very, very traditional. Is the center of culture in our county, if you will. So, yes, it is.
And how was it?
It went very well. It went very well. We had the opportunity to listen to our people, some of the challenges they have there, uh, important among them are self-security because of the lack of national security presence there. So you do community policing, and then the challenge of dispensing justice in that kind of a situation, so that everybody gets due process. We talk about that. We were able to go in there with the commander for the LNP in that district to listen to some of the concerns. The biggest challenge for them really is manpower to deploy to all of those areas, and also movement in terms of moving around to ensure that people can see and feel their presence, and how to move lawbreakers to Bopulu City, where the courthouse is for processing and so on. The other thing we talked about was healthcare, specifically the clinic there. I'm happy to report that the clinic is open and
In Bokomun
in
district.
Bokomo district. I recall when I was campaigning, it wasn't. Uh, there was no staff there. It just was not working. But going back, I saw it open.
Did you play any role in it?
Uh, well, the role that I played in it was to send some medication and some medical supplies that I was able to mobilize through my personal support. But this credit goes to the government for opening it, even though there are still some challenges. But the fact that it's open and servicing our people is a good thing. We still need to beef it up. I have my own reports and videos that I will share with the Minister of Health and with the chairman of our health committee, Senator Vapila from Cape Mount County, when we reopen for session later this week. The other thing we talked about was education for the children. We also sent some support there for their classrooms, books for reading and so on. But the issue of volunteer teachers still a problem.
Is it like some of the other districts in the rural counties where sometimes an entire school have one or two teachers,
Yeah,
and sometimes some of those teachers are even volunteers.
yes, and sometimes, and the burden of keeping them there is on the parents. So whenever the parents can afford,
People are saying that you're too low, so you should speak a little louder.
whenever people, the parents can afford to keep them there, of course they have to go to the mines or to do hunting or do farming in order to support their family there. So it leaves the children vulnerable. It leaves the children in the classrooms without teachers. So these are things that we've been raising in the Senate, if you've been following us recently. But I wanted to go to see firsthand how this was in that part of my county. So these are things that we'll be reporting back to our colleagues and also to the appropriate sector agency heads. We'll come back.
Do you usually go to Bapulu?
Yes, I visit Bapulu. I'm from Bama district, so I've been there. I've covered pretty much that part. Bopulu, of course, I go there. Bokumu was the next, and I'm planning to go to Kongba this weekend. But a major death has happened, and I want to use this opportunity to extend my condolences to the families of the the former representative Kuya from District Number 3. He passed away a few days ago. I just came from the family, and we will be working with them and other colleagues in the caucus to support them in his burial. So we will be postponing my visit to Kongba until we can bury him, give him a befitting burial before I go there.
Let me take you to this. Did you experience, did your people tell you, or have you noticed the issues of rising prices? Did you hear about economic hardships that things? How, Senator, is it?
Yes, I did. I also saw it. Uh, the major driver for the rising prices across the country generally, not just Bapulu, has to do with the increase in the prices of gasoline and fuel. And then when you add the road conditions to that, that exacerbates the situation. Fuel prices have gone up, and therefore transport costs have gone up. When people in districts like Bokumu come to Bupulu to get commodities, and in the event they cannot get certain commodities in Bupulu, they have to come to all the way Monrovia. Getting the commodities to that part of the country costs a lot of money, and they will have to mark up the price to make sure that they can at least break even, if not make profit. So this is the main issue. So I know that this has nothing to do with what we do here. The problem in Iran is not our making, but we are feeling it. Our people are feeling it. I hope when we come back in the next few days, we in the Senate, the legislature in general, the executive can focus on how we can give our citizens some relief.
But there was already hardship. There's almost always hardship from Salif to to now. But it is almost like people think the hardship increases with every administration, because when we are king, they say like Ellington or better things hard. Then now Bwakata say hello, we are turning better things hard.
True, I agree with you. There has always been hardship since the end of our war, even though our country is relatively stable. But what the government can continue to do is to do what it is doing, macroeconomic stability. There's no question about that. We have inflation in check. We have the exchange rate is doing well against the U.S. dollar. We have a performing budget in terms of revenue and so on. But our challenge now is how can we translate that into improving the conditions of our people. You will recall that sometime last year, after the July 26 celebrations, President Bouakai commissioned a team led by the vice president to look at the rising prices at the time. At the time, inflation was almost in double digit at the time. The central bank did its part to bring inflation down into single digit. The vice president and his team worked to understand the pricing in the market and how the government could intervene, even though it is always good for market forces to adjust the prices of commodities. But in this case, for major commodities like rice, flour, and so on, the government made some intervention. And relatively, the price of rice has been stable. We have to say that. But, with the increase in the price of fuel, which is the main thing that can move vehicles and commodities from one place to another, that increase in the fuel price has also increased the cost of getting those major commodities to consumers outside of Monrovia. And business people are not in the business for charity. They want to make profit. So this is where people are complaining about, the hard time and so on and so forth, especially when, how you call it, when income levels have remained stagnant or decreasing. You see what I mean? So in that case, there will always be hard time, but it doesn't mean that the government is not making effort. It's just that we are stuck in what I will call the Malthusian trap in economics.
And what does that mean?
Yeah, Thomas Malthus, an economist, put a theory out there that talks about the relationship between population growth and resource constraints. So when your population is growing higher than your economy, faster than your economy, then you have a situation where no matter what you do, everybody's not going to be happy because the resources are not enough to affect everybody.
In this case, they could be enough, but you, the legislature, over time, not necessarily you in particular or this current one, but over time, hasn't done, or the government hasn't done what it needed to do to ensure that we maximize the potential of the resources that we have to get more out of concessionaires that are here.
That's a valid argument, and it's something that you cannot dispute. It's on paper, and we see it. And, I have to say that we have been conflict-free now for more than 2 decades. So it's one thing to have a strategy at the beginning, in the early stages of your post-conflict recovery, where you give up a lot of incentives just to attract the investors to come into your country. But then there are clauses in these agreements that calls for reviews and so on. So when you bring them in, and then you give them incentives to organize, to invest, and get to a certain level, when the 5-year review comes into play, you should also negotiate for the country to get better. Let's not forget these concessions that we have negotiated and signed with these companies are capital intensive. They require a lot of money. And so we've given them incentives for them to invest until they get to break-even point. And then when they get to break-even point and start making profit, the country should be getting more than even the investor in certain cases.
But how?
But we're not doing that.
But how and when do we know that they got to break-even point or not?
Yeah, we're not doing that. And I think I'm not passing the ball here from the legislature to the executive, but the Bureau of Concession was created precisely to help us with that. And Letty is doing its work in terms of highlighting the accountability issues in these concessions. I know that the legislature could do more. I know there are discussions in there, frustrations in all of us that we are not doing as much as we should.
Yeah, there is a report on that titled Sold Underground, Liberia's legislature auctioned the nation's subsoil one pickup truck at a time. The saga of mineral-rich nation poor, the documented story of how Liberia's lawmakers saw a country they were elected to protect. It is a historical account that comes from the past up to present, written by one Fanta Kamara. She captures you this way. So let me hear your response to this. She says in one of the paragraphs, Senator Amra Kone, who publicly championed the Ivanhoe Agreement, abstained on the final vote. Analysts attributed his reversal to long-standing relationships with senior ArcelorMittal figures. No public explanation was offered or required.
That's very interesting. I'm just hearing that for the first
time.
Yeah,
I will send a link to you so you read the full article.
Thank you very much. I'm glad that Ivanhoe got the deal, and I'm looking forward to them making sure that the mine they have in Guinea can be exploited and exported through Liberia. Up to the point of us taking the vote, we were concerned about the operability of that mine in Guinea because no one from the executive branch or Ivanhoe demonstrated to us that there was some kind of a dialogue happening between the GOL and the government of Guinea uh, about moving Guinean ore through Liberian port. That was the singular reason for me to abstain, because I saw that as a red flag. If you
Because there needed to be
correct,
an agreement that
yeah,
says, yeah, Guinea accepts that.
yes, there needed to be an agreement showing to us in the Senate that look, the last step in this is for Liberia to give the green light by ratifying this agreement, and then the oil will move. Then it will just unlock a lot of things. We haven't seen that, and since we took the vote that day, we haven't heard that. I know where the author is coming from. Dr. James Colley, who served as my deputy minister at Finance, is a consultant with ArcelorMittal. So because of that relationship, she may have concluded that I abstained because of that relationship, but it had no part to play on my decision to abstain over there. Number one. Number two, a committee was put in place
I remember.
led by the chairman, Senator Sir Joseph, whose report was never read in plenary. Even if we disagree with the way he may have led the committee.
Well, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on location where you're watching us from. This time, we'd like to say welcome to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say worries and not bullets. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV. Today is the sixth day of the fifth month, AD 2026. And this is how we like to welcome all of you to tonight's edition of the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullet. The Heat Hour comes your way every Monday through Sunday, beginning at 8 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. Liberia time. On tonight's edition of the show, we'll be hosting former Representative candidate of Electoral District 9, Nima County, Honorable Gongwen Odysseus Dekba. Gongwen will be our guest here tonight on the show, and we will be discussing his initiatives in the district of recent, coupled with other related issues too as well. A very tense situation unfolded today in Ganta City and Sanikole City as in battle Representative Yeke Kolba during his visit to Nima among his county tour. He was allegedly attacked by some youth of Ganta and Sanikole. The first alleged attack occurred in Ganta when his vehicle, his convoy, was stopped by some youth demanding that he returns back to where he's coming from. And subsequently in Sanikole too, where similar riots occurred. In a video we have in our possession here as a media institution, we saw that there were intense rock thrown between supporters of Honor Yeke Kolba and that of some youth of the city. We will bring you more details of that story here tonight as the show unfolds, and we will also be discussing it bit by bit here. What's your take? Now, since we posted the news on the platform, there have been so many different opinions, so many controversy regarding that. Other people have been saying the National Election Commission is not doing her job. This is not electoral season, but Yeke is moving from county to county and campaigning, according to him. And other people to saying, no, we can't do that. Yeke is a free person. He's allowed to go to any other county of his choice. He's allowed to do whatever he has to do because that's his right on our constitution. We have the right of freedom of movement to move from one place to another. So Yeke is being protected by that right. But what would you say? What's your take? We will declare the line open for you to call us here tonight on the show and give us your opinion. What's your take? Do you think the alleged attack on Representative Yeke Kolba in Nima was appropriate? Or do you think that the message is carrying to the people, it is the appropriate time to do so? These are the questions I will be asking you here tonight on the show. We'll be asking you to give us your opinion. Welcome on the show here this evening. Sam Dan is watching us. Sam, good evening. Welcome to the show. Akele Glikia Dekpa is also watching us. Akele, welcome to the show too as well. Bill Canwin is also following us from River G County. Bill, welcome to the show too as well. Now, while we await our guests, we will declare the lines open. You can call us and call us on WhatsApp and make your input here tonight on the issue that unfolded in Sannicolay. What you make of it? What's your take? What's your thought on it? Where the citizen right to do so? If yes, why? If no, give us a reason and all of those things. The rest of the folks will be joining us here very shortly on the show. But while we await them to do so, at least let's be bringing you the major unfoldings in the county and in Liberia today too as well. It was a really, really tense situation. The Liberia National Police, we want to say kudos to them, both Sannicolay and Ganta detachment. They did their thing. They calmed the situation down, and it was properly calmed down by them. And as we speak, Representative Koluba, according to information, is on his way back to Bond County. We don't know whether he has arrived in Bond County or not, but we are told that he left Nema already and he's on his way back. And it's surprising because Yeket tour that I have been following since the beginning of this week, he's mostly slept in most of those counties that he has visited, and he has had engagement with those people, even going as far as having radio talk show with journalists of those counties. But Nima was quite different and quite unfortunate, in my opinion. No other person for that matter, whether political disagreement, no other person, for no other reason, should one be, mocked, or should one be violated, all of those things. My big brother Alfonso Wumbo is in the back. We'll go for this break, and when we come back, we bring on Alfonso, and we can start the conversation here tonight on the show while we are waiting for other people to join us tonight too as well. 30 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia. This is one of the clips from Sannicolay. Watch this.
The rocks are being thrown here in Sannicolay City at the vehicle of Honorable Koluba. Honorable Koluba is really not secure here. The police, the guys are fighting the police. Rocks have been thrown here. Honorable Koluba will need to have protection. Honorable Koluba will need to take protection. Rocks. Rocks have been thrown here from San Nicolas Street.
You are on mute, my boy. Can you mute yourself?
Alfonso, welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. How you doing?
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
How you doing? You getting me?
Oh, my God. Alfonso, are you there?
Chion, are you getting me?
Alfonso, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you. Chion, you not getting me still?
Point, I think we deprive the Liberian people the opportunity to get to hear about
But are you on
the
mute? I'm not
findings
good. I don't know what's going
that
on.
were in that report, so that they could benefit from why we were taking the decisions we were taking. But that didn't happen, and I thought that was something that we.
Alfonso, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Chion. I'm hearing you.
Oh, man.
Oh shit. What's wrong?
Can correct in the future.
What is your relationship with the other senators up Capitol Hill?
Very well. I think my relationship is well. When I first came in the Senate, I think when you look at this Senate, there was not a lot of turnover from the last election. Yeah, a lot of people came back. So this is a group that had been together for 6 years prior. Some of them 9 years before that with different groups. So they know each other and so on. So I was a new guy, a stranger, if you will. I had left government back in 2016 when I resigned as Minister of Finance to pursue other interests in the multilateral space. So when I came back, it was like there's this new guy here. So a lot of them didn't trust me. Myself didn't trust them. So it takes time to build that trust in a work environment. And so 2 years gone by, and I think we have pretty much very good relationship at the committee level, at the personal level, at the plenary levels. And
all right. So, Junior, you can hear me, right? Okay, Junior can hear me. Alfonso, you can hear me? But I can't hear you, Alfonso.
I can hear you. I just mute myself. That's why I can
Gee,
hear
what's going on, my man? What's up?
you. Bad.
A long time, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. As soon as I spent 3 days, a long time.
Man, but man, you the MVP for the team.
When I spend a long time now, I divert
Yeah.
you.
So we can't
Yeah.
go that far. But anyway, welcome again to the platform. We apologize to our followers there for the technical difficulties. We will be hosting one of my friends, OD here tonight. Every time he come on, we can. The man district, the man I represented as my friend. So when you come here, we can always have a good time. We can always have fun. So we'll be hosting our guest. I think he's in the back. OD Gongman Odysseus Dekpa, former representative candidate of District 9. He's in the back. We reached out to him today impromptu, and he agreed to join us. And we want to say thanks to him for that. We have a lot to cover here tonight. It's not only going to be about his history and stuff. He's he's someone that is well known around Nimba. We'll talk everything between Nimba, Liberia, everything in between there. So he's a very good guy. We look forward to hearing from him tonight. Junior, can you hear me now?
Are you hearing me, CEO?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. Now you keep me very audible at that point. Welcome to the show, Alfonso. Alfonso and myself, we're not friends in 2 days, so now we're talking after the show. Alfonso, welcome. Before we bring on the guests, let me pick in your mouth the incident that occurred today in San Nicolas and Ganta. What's your take on it?
Well, John, firstly, let me say thank you for following the incident, and I think the platform need to always follow shows of incidents so we can start reporting these to our people. But John, I'm not in the interest of violence. I don't like
Mhm.
people carry on violence, no matter who that person is politically. I don't like violence. What I like is to be very constructive, to be polite. But John, let's just sometimes we sit as a people, we have to think. What happened yesterday?
So let's bring our guest on him. So we discussed that because he has to be part of it.
Okay,
But
you
Okay,
agree.
yeah, about the discussion, yeah.
So why in Kamian should be talking, right?
Yeah, you'll be talking.
Okay. So we have to be asking
Hold
ourselves
on one
questions.
second. OD, oh, what? Who tell you about? I mean, OD, how are you, Chief? Odisha, you can hear me?
Good day. How you guys
Good, good.
I
doing?
don't think
Can you flip your camera around? Because I think you're sideways.
so. We have to be
What is
asking.
that?
Your camera is leaning sideways. Can you turn it? Can you flip it the other way to set up straight? The camera.
The network is embarrassing him
yeah,
though.
Odysseus network
So,
is giving problem.
like I was saying, we got to be checking ourselves, asking ourselves question. What was done wrong yesterday, and we said was it good? We shouldn't practice it, and today we still saying we shouldn't practice it. One of the things is becoming lawless. We shouldn't be lawless. Even we also be, I mean, we also talking to our leaders not to be lawless. When Yake made that pronouncement that he had declared campaign open, at the lawlessness began right there. I expect some of the stakeholders to condemn it and tell Yake, or civil society organization to condemn and tell Yake to stop immediately.
There you go.
But I knew that these things were going to take place in other countries. Not only Nima, some places you will go, this kind of thing will take place, which we condemn it. It's not a good thing. Because if you declare campaign open and you go into the county with a campaign message, what happens is other people will be there, they will try to stone you, and you have to get state security with you when you declare campaign open. That's what national election can do. So now I tell the state security you got to get SYC person because you come on a campaign tour. But while you as an individual or whether any other politician you declare campaign open and you go in that space, you expect a lot of tension. And these are some of the things that took place in Ganta and Senegal, which I don't want for our young people to involve themselves in it. Let them just allow him carry out his lawlessness around and then you go back to Monrovia instead of people say, oh, la Nima people again, oh, la Nima people again. But the lawlessness where it began, they are not looking at it. They're only looking at the tension. So yeah, that for me, I look at it. I expect the
You've
state.
got a point, Alfonso.
Yeah.
You've got a great point, but we will come to that. We have the first opinion on the issue. Honorable Gongman Odysseus Dekwa, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Fine, thank you. I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
We miss you. We
That's
miss you, Chief.
wonderful.
Great.
Great. CEO,
Yeah.
let me pass it over to you. You can start the
I
line
think
of whoa. Gongman, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, but I think you having a technical. Yeah,
I'm not hearing
on the
Gongman
way
at all.
somewhere that you need to check out.
I think it's from your end. Odi.
You hearing me?
Yeah, you breaking in.
Yeah, now you are okay. Oh.
Is it coming from my end for real?
Yes, sir. It's from your end. Oh.
Whoa, Gongman is breaking in from my end, eh?
Yeah, he's breaking in. Yeah, but we can continue. I think we can have him join when he comes. We have his take on what happened today, because what happened is not isolated to one person. Anyone can discuss that. Alfonso just did. But here's my take on that, though.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my take on what happened today. First of all, I would say kudos to our platform for actually breaking the news. And when we broke the news, we broke it when it happened in that moment. So we were the first that reported it, and then later on follow up with videos and evidence to show that it was an unfortunate events that actually took place in Ganta. And then the one in San Nicolas was worse because they were throwing stone, like rocks. And then later on, Yake crew too started, trying to tell him. My thing is, there's a parable in Nimba that says that when you're in the bathroom, somebody jump there, take your clothes and run out with it. You don't leave naked and run after the person.
Mm-hmm.
You put yourself together and everything before you get out. You don't just jump out like that. So, in as much as Yake is unorthodox, we don't know, but I'm not a fan of him either. He says things that are just completely opposite to what he should be doing as a former lawmaker. Even when he was lawmaker, it was completely terrible, disrespect everyone from the former president to the current president. Those are all uncalled for, unnecessary to our discourse. Granted, all that being said, I don't think what happened today there was good. It's not a good thing. We should not encourage that. No one on social, regardless of the camp you're on or wherever you're on, should even say anything. We all should speak against that. Everyone should discourage violence of any kind. I don't care if it's from your camp or from opposition camp. We don't have no room for that. It was wrong. Those who did that, I don't think it was the right thing. We should all advise our young people to stay away from that. Void of political, disagreement and ideology. There is no room for such violence. We should not be doing that in our beautiful, little fine Sunny and fine Ganta. We should not do that. Let a man do a thing and pass. And then one thing somebody said to I kind of reason where was the music that he was playing. Very derogatory. The music they were playing, removed. They let you sit down, all those things. Those are things that when you say those things, and then they have the propensity to ignite violence. But even with that, I still believe that we should not have, our young people should not have responded that way. Violence is not the answer. It should never be the answer to any disagreement. Let a man do a thing and pass and go to wherever he's going. It's just like Alfonso said, campaign has not been officially, but that's Yeke. It was just unfortunate. I think it's wrong, and it was wrong. We all should frown on that. No one should encourage that. We should discourage that in every way, shape, or form. So that's my take on that. It looks like our guest is having some technical difficulties here. So yeah, Alfonso, that's what happened today, man.
I follow it, Facebook.
Yeah, we have people that were attacking us, in the comment section and stuff. But again, that's it. That's news. As long as
let's see. I don't actually want if the platform reported news. Even we ourselves on commenting, you should comment on other people comment, because normally any radio station or media institution like that, you make comment as long as it's not in the preview. A lot of person, not in the interest of a lot of people, they will still say something about you. So you don't have to go there as one of the person on the show to comment on that person.
Nobody did that.
Allow the comment to go.
Nobody did that.
If I don't want to come after me,
I know why I'm talking. I'm coming after you. Don't bring yourself.
you see the problem. Now you're talking about the show, talking about this. But this is my thought. I agree with the CEO 100%. I kind of slightly disagree with my brother Alfonso a little bit when he said the violence begin when Yeke said campaign is declared open. Well, this is English. He said he's going in the counties to tell the people why Joseph Boakai shouldn't be re-elected. Why is it that Joseph Boakai is not doing well for the people? And he has a freedom of movement to move from one county to another. Alfonso, politics is taking over our land. That's an example we saw today in Nima. That behavior was wrong. It was totally oblivious. And it tarnished our county reputation. Alfonso, if you not like someone, sit home. Whether the press, you in the United States of America, you know. You don't have to go on the street, start throwing stones at the pressing. No. We are in a law-abiding country. If you feel offended by someone else's behavior, go to the law. Go to the law. The traffic division in those counties, they are not working. The traffic division in Monrovia is not working. A single individual cannot block traffic for an entire population. There where I disagree with Yeke. You can call for a town hall meeting where you go there to sit with the people and talk with them. But the fact that you will be on the street and blocking the roads, whether we had a sick patient in ambulance traveling from one hospital to another, in the middle with that kind of convoy today, they will stop there. But the behavior of those youth, Alfonso, is something that we need to frown at. We need to frown at it. There are people in the country that are upholding the rule of law, that are checkmating every individual. So if the statement that Yeke made that, oh, I'm going to campaign, if that statement was wrong, they should have told Yeke right in Monrovia that Yeke, it is not time for campaigning. But the fact that they let Yeke, he has been to almost, I think this is maybe the fourth or fifth county that he went to, and they accepted it. It shows that maybe Yeke behavior was in line with the law. But the behavior of our young people today in Nima is wrong. And I see people trying to tie it down to certain individuals or to certain politicians. I don't want to back those kind of arguments. A level-headed person, a sound-minded person will not go to risk their life for another individual when they know that thing is not beneficial to them. So I don't want to believe that any other politician will tell the young people, go to throw stones at XYZ convoy. I don't want to believe so. They did that thing today by themselves, and it's wrong. And we should push against it. If this continue up till 2029, then I don't know which kind of election we're going to be having. But it's just welcome. Let me stop here. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you. I'm sorry the network will be our serious problem tonight.
Wow.
Where are you now? You district now, or are you in Monrovia?
No, I'm in Monrovia. My trip to District Number 9 is scheduled for Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Great. I think you are okay now from my end. I don't know of the other panelists, but it's great to have you on here tonight. Let's start a conversation with your activities in the district of late. Give us a rundown of those things you've been doing in the district.
Well, similar thing I told you of the other day when we met and we associated on this platform. That's the same thing we kept doing, reaching out to our people and doing some key things that we feel that is so necessary for now to bring relief to our people. That's what we kept doing.
Great. Now, I learned that you carry on some initiative in the area. Do you mind to tell the public which sort of initiative you did carry out and who were those beneficiaries and the clients that benefited from those initiatives?
Right now, we actually dealing with our students some of the less privileged children from District Number 9 that we feel that they should benefit from us that came ahead of them. From some of us who have stood very tall and believe in struggling to get something, we decided to help in that direction. That is the financial aid at the Nimba University of Liberia, AME Zion, you know, and the list go on. By June, July of this year, semester 2 at the AMEU, our team is designed to help about 7 students in that university. We've gone with the negotiation, and the school has given us the clarity that the students should be able to enroll semester 2. So I think we're doing very, very well. With the particularly in the district, we trying to give little things to our women, small funds, funding, raising small money, sharing it with them, because they have told us over the years that they want to, some of them want to involve into businesses, some of them want to involve into loan. We don't have that strength right now to speak to government to allow to move to our district, our little region with loan, giving loan to our women. We do not have the strength now, but I think my wife and I, Madam Leader Living About Depa, being a very strong woman behind me, she also have the women of the district at heart and started working with a smaller group of women, and we moving little by little. So the women are the direct beneficiary of our initiatives in our region. The students are the direct beneficiary of our recent initiatives. And for now, we started on the project. Like I told you the other day, we started on the project between Zia, you know, and Balato. We started just of late. Last week we started that. We sent the drummer gas to Tapeta. We send the saw there, and we send the food, you know, so that our team can move to start sawing, so that we can reconnect. We can connect our road, you know, and knowing that our road is one of the major roads within the region. Because for now, if the people robots should go to the market, they must be using our road. More especially the segment, the district number 9, the side of that district number 9, they must use that road to be able to access the market. In the asking order, their goods will get damaged, the planting, the bar will get damaged. So those are things we've been doing of late.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think that will give us a kickstart to the entire conversation here tonight. One may ask a question that Honorable Dekpa is still engaged in the district. He still wants to be representative. Now, let's ask you for your opinion. This is almost a 10 year now of your representative. In the 3 cardinal responsibility, where do you think he's falling short? And where do you think he's doing a little better that you want to? I know you might say, "Oh, I want to replace him," but let me also ask you this question: if Honorable Tai Wungwe is doing better for the people at District 9, will you still contest in the district?
I said to you, no. If you can recall, my peer, my second time on your show, I think I was the one who brought this information clear to you that my heart is not to remove a leader. I will not sit for leader to err so that I can use that mistake to get relevant, that which the relevant may not be fine for me. For example, if I come to the district number 9 people and say, look, if you allow me to be a representative outside of my 3 cardinal functions of a lawmaker, I will build you a road. I will build you bridges that which is outside of the cardinal function. Though you have to lobby for your people, you have to advocate for your people, but it's outside of the function of a lawmaker, right? You hit central government to be able to carry roads to the district. But if I said that to my people, if that is in my mind, if I have that in mind to do for my people, and Honorable Tai Wungwe is doing what I have in mind to do for my people, what is the necessity of me wasting money to go to election? What are we going to fool our people? So if Honorable Tai is Honorable Wungwe and the big brother is doing well in my region, trust me, I'm going to join him and we all going to make district number 9 to be a better place. I'm not going to contest. Trust me, that's your answer.
So do you think
So
he's
you haven't
doing
made
well?
up your mind yet, right?
I haven't made up my mind to do what?
To contest, because if you made up your mind, regardless
I
of what he
contested.
does.
I made up my mind and contested.
Mm-hmm.
My mind is made up to election. And I've just told you the reason for which I went into election to see the betterment of my people.
Mm-hmm.
If I see Gion, the host of this show,
Uh-huh.
being a representative and doing what is in my mind for our people, why do I go to election? I should be able to support Gion to even do more. So, if Honorable Talonbe is not doing well, I stand very tall to go to election. If he does well for our people, there's no need for auditions to go to election. Because what I want, the betterment, what I want for my people, if Honorable Talonbe is doing it, there's no need that I go to election.
Right.
But if it means to fake promises to our people and then that is not done, then there's a need that we go to our people and say, look, our expectation was very huge, but there's nothing else we can do. Let we celebrate. Let people talk together. Let build consensus. Let build relationship and move our district forward.
But Chief, I think you skipped the question. The man gone 3 years now. So based on the 3-year assessment, is he doing well? Has he reached the point where you can't make the call now? It's gone 3 years. Based on what he's done so far.
They are learning. People go into learn. People go into a place that they are new,
Uh-huh.
and we expect them to learn. People learn in 2-3 years, and then reconsolidate and do best in 1 year.
Okay.
People can do that, and you will raise whatever that is on the mind of the people. To be real with you, I wouldn't actually love to discuss Honorable Wongbe deeply, to be real, but I can tell you for the past 3 years in his promises to our people, he has not been able to deliver.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. CEO, we can pass it over to you now.
Thank you. I told you, I said, man, don't mind face serious now. Man. I mean, I'm making that face serious now. See, you've been hearing about the addition, the possible addition of new district to Nimba. Two, I think is proposed, right? And if that happens, OD, I think District 9 will be affected. I stand to be corrected. District 9, District 6, or 8, some of them around that. So if your district is affected, well, what's your take on that? You think your district is going to be affected on this, or it's going to have any bearings on the way the election decisions are made?
I didn't get you too good because of the network. Can you please ask the question?
No, I was just asking, the proposed 2 additional districts being added to Nimba County, right? Are you aware of that? Oh my God, sorry, man. Yeah, the man network is going in and out there. So yeah, Mr. Wongbo. So what's your take on that? What's your take on that proposed plan if it happens to go through?
Well, for me, the district number 9, I not see the prospect of district number 9 being allotted another seat. I don't think it will happen because of the population and not because of the land space. Where we have congested, people is where the seat going to go. So I don't think district number 9 will be affected. Yeah.
Odisha, you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm sorry, we the politician of phone actually, I'm ringing phone, so my phone will ring. I will have to use my Madam SIM card to come here, but people will still be calling.
It's difficult. But the man here for a few hours. The man Leah can do all your calling. I was asking about the proposed seats, 2 seats that are supposedly supposed to be added to our district in Nimba. If you're aware of that, if that happens, you think your district will be affected in any way, shape, or form?
For everything Nima, sometimes you will have sentiment to play.
Mm-hmm.
You always have the lower Nima and the upper Nima. My district might be affected. It may be affected by that, depending the threshold, depending the population. My district is very big in size, low in population. District number 6 is big, also in size, also low in population. But you could see that the portion of district number 9 that is annexed to Do, which is the Yabon Mesonobia, is very close to district number 8.
Mm-hmm.
And district number 8 has the population as well. So if you put district number 8 by the threshold, depending the threshold, you'll be taking a portion of district number 8. They will not definitely remain together. You take a portion of district number 8 to be able to be equivalent to the threshold that's supposed to be there. So there will be a portion. If the election magistrate decides to do that, there will be a portion of district number 9 annexed to district number 8, and a portion of district number 9 annexing to district number 6. So you have that to happen. Once you have the election magistrate that is willing to do that demarcation, you still maintain the 2 districts, but then you have another portion leaving from this place to go so, another portion leaving from this place to go so. Because originally, if you see Nimba County, you will see Do, you see Beagblo, you see B and Doru, you see Bo and Kwida, you see Babli. Those are the original 5 administrative districts that made district number 7 at the time in Nimba. So if you want to regain the original seat and the status, you have to bring Do back to Bea and Blo to be able to get that district status. So if you put Bea and Blo together, Bea, Blo, and Do, the actual population is over even the threshold. Bea, Blo, and Do, that is the Do administrative district, you will see a little over 68,000. That's the population as per the census results. Are we now capable to become an electoral district? Yes, we are. So leaving Bo and Kwida out, leaving Pabli out, only Do, Bea, and Blo can become electoral district by the threshold. So it will affect my district based on the decision of the electoral magistrate. It will not affect my district based also on the decision of the electoral magistrate.
So the electoral magistrate has a lot to do with that. Will have a lot to do with that.
Yes, that is the responsibility of the electoral magistrate. That is being done through the lower house, sent to the Senate, and then the upper house will also pass it and send it to the electoral magistrate to be able to build that demarcation. It is not the house that gave you the demarcation. The house only gave you the threshold and say, look at this and be able to do demarcation in your region. That's what they do.
Yeah, because when you talk to people, everybody got their own say. Everybody got their own thought on that. Some people say District 4, District 3. Some guys will tell you District 8 and so forth. But moving to the community engagement, most people, when they go into elections, after elections, if they don't win, they fade away. They would just go, and then they will go and relax and say, I will contest in 2029. And then they will wait 2 years before election and start doing things, or maybe 1 year before election before start doing things. But for yours, it has been different since I started following you. And I think that's one of the mistakes that people make. You wait till elections and then you start coming in. And then for you, those guys who do that, they'll tell you straight up that I'm going to contest, but I'm not ready. And then they'll start that campaigning later on down the line. For you, correct me here if I'm wrong, you haven't even made up your mind. You were saying that if your current lawmaker does well, you're not even going to contest. But yet and still, you are still engaged in community service. You are still involved with your people. When you came on, the first thing you said was your trip to the place will be so and so day. Why is that important to you? Because I think that's a lesson that most people, young people who are even trying to get into politics and other things to kind of take heed of. Why is that important? Community engagement and stay involved with your people, regardless of your decision.
So I have told you on numerous occasions that what I do believe is the betterment of my people. If frankly speaking, let me be clear with you tonight. If Gongben was born those days, I was actually going to be one of those that will be fighting for independence. Reason is I believe in socialism.
Okay,
I'm a socialist. So I believe the betterment of my people. I feel that it is you and I that will make our people better. It is you and I that will help bring development to our region. I strongly believe that there will be no one outside to build door outside of the citizen coming from door. So how do you get the betterment of your people? If you want the betterment of your people, you will have to live like the way Gongben Odysseus Deba lives with his people. I always engage in my people for us to see ourselves in the shoes of other people, comparing, doing comparative analysis, letting them to know that if you put your feet so and stand very tall, you can stand today and be compared to Ghana. You can compare yourself to that of the US. Because the people just went and they saw the clean land and they started building makeshift. Those of you who live in the US, you all know how US came into being. And some of the makeshift are still there in the US from the formation of the USA. Those makeshifts are there. I want to believe that they keep them, maybe as a museum, they keep them so that they can show to their children that, look, this is where we came from. I can remember a guy told me that Mao Zedong, people still believe in Mao Zedong. A child born today around 2 to 6 years, we still believe that Mao Zedong is living until that child can reach a certain age. Because the Chinese man will go up the coconut tree and sit down in the coconut tree, and somebody will be there and tell the child, say, look, if I stand here right now and call Mao Zedong name, the coconut will drop from over there and fall. Somebody sitting up there, the child still innocent. And the person will stay and say, Mao Zedong. And that person will be having the coconut already in their hand. The moment the guy shout from that Mao Zedong, that coconut, that man will release the coconut come further. That child already have the belief that anywhere you stand, call Mao Zedong that coconut, or if you own a coconut tree, coconut will drop. Meaning what? Mao Zedong is a great person. He still lives in China, in the heart of the people of China. So we have to do that to our people. We have to stand with our people. And how do we stand with our people? This is the engagement we need to do to bring the betterment, to make sure that something better go to our region. That is the reason for which you see us to always keep engaging our people so that they can be able to live a better life.
Thank you. And this is going to be my last question, and then we'll get. My man, Alfonso, briefly, you want to take over now? You know what?
No.
Yeah, you ready? So my last question before we move on to the other guy there. You know, I like your answer. Great answer. You're right to the point there. So if you notice, right, Odysseus, you will see a lot of young people, you know, are venturing, are being more vocal these days. They are venturing into politics and leadership, and you know, some of them are doing business and stuff like that. Do you really, from your own assessment, you live there, you've been in leadership, you've been involved in the community, I know you work with young people. Do you really think, from what you know, that Liberia actually has a space for these young people who are aspiring to do great things? Do you think Liberia has created a space for aspiring leaders and politicians and businessmen and so forth?
We are driving there.
Okay.
We are driving there. Right now, our electricity problem, like I told you before here, people abuse our electricity with cash. people manipulate our electorates with lies. And because of the poverty rate in our region, anything that happens along the way can carry our electorate. So once you still have poverty in our regions, you will continue to see those things happening. Why? Because the electorate sees election time as the day they can be able to eat their own.
Yeah.
So once that happens, you will see that every time, every day, every election period, those things will continue to happen. But I can assure you, to answer your question, Liberia is gravitating to expand the horizon of the young people.
Yeah.
We're moving there little by little. And I can assure you, one fine day, we will get there. Our young people who have been privileged in leadership now will pave the way for the next generation. Because what the young man does today, another people will start to think about the young generation being a very good leader, and they will be able to take mantle authority tomorrow. And when that mantle is given, then they will be able to perform beyond people's expectation.
Thank you. And I think that's actually what's happening. So over to you, Mr. Co-host. The man changed the title today. Okay, you leave with me. Me and my man will go back. We'll have the whole interview here. We'll do a one-on-one.
Oh yeah, that's your man. That's your man. Welcome, brother Dekpa. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. I've been following you in the past. I've known you to be objective. One of the serious-minded young men in Nima, meaning from that lower Nima Belt.
Thank you so much.
I want to appreciate your efforts made over the past to improve the life of the market women and other people in that part of the country. But I want to ask you the question that has to do with the citizenry. Everybody, the young people coming out now, just thinking about politics, becoming leader. As a young man with all that innovation you have, what do you think we can do differently? Not to just be a politician, but to be a practical business person to employ more people than going into politics.
Okay, so in the first place, I started my politics. I was very, very young when I joined the politics. And to be real, I started with politics. I was very small when I joined national politics, 1997, when I started supporting the MPP Taylor. So my whole life, even my school days, my engagement has just been leadership. I've been to leadership all of my life. When I started, before declaring intention to go to election, I started with a business called the Livermore Group of Companies. That business grew overnight, and the headquarters of that business is Ziongain. That business grew overnight, and Madam Lady Livermore Deba was able to employ a little over 50 persons in that business. That business was involved with buying rubber, buying cocoa, selling, small things. They call it retail, selling wholesale, and the rest of it. And I can tell you for free, in that little place, the Dole region, there's a rice that used to come, they call it fen. That's a very small rice.
Yeah, that tiny green.
Yeah.
Yeah, with plenty of
I want to go
rice.
Sondon.
No, no, not
Yeah,
condom.
That's
no. But it used to that small rice, but it used to have, it was not decent for our people to eat at the time. But business people took advantage of that because our parents, they were not able to go to Tapeta and buy the long green rice in Tapeta. They were not able to come to Secretariat to buy that rice. It is only the Fenfen they could afford money for at the time. So my wife and myself play our ball game the different way. Decided importing the long green to Ziongain and selling it the same price that they used to sell it in Tapeta and that of Secretariat in Ganta. And our people got glued to that rice. They started buying our rice. And up to now, if you carry Fenfen to that place, nobody going to stay and ask for a needle to buy. We also established a financial club in the place called Zodua Financial Institution. That financial institution was able to release Berlin for over 70 young guys that were all into the place without job. What do I mean by empowerment? That financial club was able to buy over 75 motorcycles for the cyclists around there. For example, if you put 10,000 in that club, and we know that you have 10,000 there, the club will move to Ganta and buy that motorbike in the name of the club. That club was operated by me and my wife. We'll buy the motorbike. Sometimes if the club is not having money, we will use our business money, buy the motorbike in the name of the club, turn it to the cyclist, allow you to run and pay back the club money. More than 75% benefited from that. So this is what we have in mind. We started doing it before and we continue to do it. Up to now, my wife is trying to get engaged into the loan process. That's what we try to do right now, so that we can be able to employ people and do it different way this time around. So our thinking is politics, yeah. But again, we have the human resource capacity building into our mind. We also have the employment. We're fighting to get employment power. I can show you where I sit right now. We do not have a say, but we've been employing people into national government. Yeah, we've been doing that. I can knock my chest. I have employed more than 20 persons into national government right now. With my recommendation, calling friends that I know that are in higher position. I will not call names on this platform, but I can tell you, and those people, if you give them the opportunity, if you give line and call me here and sell out a time, if you open your line, people will call from all side of Monrovia and even down of the district to let you to know that, yes, that man is not lying, he's saying the truth. He has employed some of us and we're benefiting today. So we have different ballgame and different mindset outside of politics to work along with our people.
Thank you. Thank you. My second question, I asked you that question first before I can go to the main questions I want to ask for the first time. But again, let me say that because you just, in one of your explanation, you said you are a socialist. You believe in socialism. And looking at our country, you one person that want to go in government, and our governance system is a democracy form of government system. And as a socialist, do you think we can try as a country to navigate our way, or do you think it's important for us to try to navigate our way from democracy to socialist? Because you're thinking of having people to be inclusive there in government, inclusive there in businesses and other stuff around, where people will not have the opportunity to have their own business. But it should be collective effort. So that's why I'm asking.
Yes. If you follow the record pass back, You saw General Kuyongba. Socialists are people who do not want things for themselves. They want that for their people. If you followed Julius Kambarage Nyerere of Tanzania, even the last house that he lives in before his death was built by the military because he won the war against Uganda. If you saw a very first house that you were living in, if they tell you that he was living here in Dar es Salaam, you wouldn't believe that there where Nyerere was living. If you follow, why? Because he was a socialist. He introduced a lot of things to his people through this work. Now, if you went to Zambia, Dr. David Kenneth Kaunda, he was a socialist. The house he and his wife, Mama Dora, lives in and have their children. When even he became a president, if they show you that house, you're not going to believe it. You know why? They were doing that to build and develop their country. That's why a socialist does. That's it does. A socialist will evolve luxury things. A socialist wouldn't ride the car African president rides today. A socialist would believe in riding high-land cruiser around here to save the money and develop the country instead of riding luxurious cars all around here. That mindset is what we're looking for. That mindset is what we have. And it's just easy to introduce that to our people. If you introduce that to your people, the people are going to buy that idea. Trust me, if I have won election, I was actually going to appear in the parliament like a Yeke Koluba, but in different form. Very different form, a unique form, very civilized form, discussing issue, having mindset, building creativities, sending signal to colleagues, reaching out to them, explaining to them why it should be this way. I will not appear disgruntled. I will not abuse. My language will not be abusive, but I will hit key issues and bring out facts backed by evidences. Like I said, I will appear like him, but in a very different form and manner, a very civilized and unique, engaging issue positively, engaging colleagues positively, so that we can be able to do something better for our country. Do you think that Yeke Koluba sometimes say wrong thing? No. Almost all he said in this country, they are all true. But the way in which he handled them, the way in which he put it out, becomes the issue. Except for the reason one. Except for the reason one that got him expelled. I didn't understatement. And up to now that he's declaring elections all over in those places. So I will appear very different, and I will say things uniquely. I will approach issue the best way. I will pursue my colleagues in the best tone, so that we can be able to introduce those systems and move our country forward.
Thank you, Mr. Degba. Host, I attended to you.
Thank you. I think we've having a great conversation here tonight with Honorable Government Odysseus Degba. For me, I kind of like the way he's answering all of those questions. I don't have much to ask him from my end. But I will turn it over to the CEO and then.
So,
maybe-
audition, you said, man, me, I got a question for you. Yeah.
All right, here now. You want list two for me, yeah?
I'm willing to answer your question.
You said
You say I can escape your question anyway.
is it what?
The other day you said I can escape your question, right? You said that.
See, wow, what happened? We got it. We got you, and you can have a good conversation. So you said if you were elected, if you had been elected, you would have been a different kind of Yeke Koluba.
Yeah.
And you went on to say that most of the things that he says are true.
Yes.
Well, I would like to defer with you on that and also disagree, because some of the things that he said, first of all, Yeke Koluba's style, according to him, his style of politicking is when he wants to hold leadership accountable. Step back for he was with the rescue team when they were campaigning to remove Weah. Right, and his thought there, or what he was campaigning on, was we were corrupt, the CDC government were corrupt, they did that, all kinds of stuff, they did all that stuff, and his thing was, like you said, I agree with you 99%, 100% actually. His style, insulting, all that thing was not necessary. Yeah, so now they took over, and rescue government took over. I think Yeke fell off when he went out with them. He fell off with them less than 6 months. I stand to be corrected. So now he's gone back to CDC and opposition. Now he's whining and dining with CDC. So how can someone who's an advocate, what changed within 6 months? So what has changed on the CDC government that is making him to join them now and start criticizing the current ruling government? What really changed within 6 months' time?
Well, I'm not discussing Yeke changing over.
Okay.
If you listen to me very well, I said a lot of things Yeke discuss in public, and even in the parliament, they are true. But the way he handled them is the problem.
Okay.
When Yeke was campaigning for us, he said, I'm campaigning for the Liberian people. I do not have a party. If I campaign for you and you go different, I will still come after you. I listened to him, he said that. I don't want to dive into that. My actual focus and where I'm driving you is Yeke appears like the EFF, the Economic Freedom Fighter in South Africa. But the languages used by Yeke in parliament and outside of parliaments are all not necessary. The way he handles those issues, he doesn't appear like a leader. That is where I'm driving at. And I say, for me, if I were opportune, those issues will be discussed, it will be engaged constructively, positively. I will engage my colleagues, and then we'll be able to work around it and see how we can change from this side to another side. And I said, of recent, I default with almost all of Yeke's statement on the social media. And I came back to say, even up to today's date, that he's declaring election open and campaigning right now everywhere in our country does not again show him outside there as a leader. Giving red card to our president.
Speaking of red card, one begin check the man red card to then gun down.
I mean,
Yes, because it is not necessary. It is not necessary. So that's why I say I will appear in different form and manner. Mine will be very constructive. I will engage in constructive policy or politics. I will engage my colleague, the requisite authority, with what I think that we can do better for our country, and I will pursue it to the letter. Not to insult. I will do it the best way. Do you know that Malema carried speaker to court and he won the case? Yes, he did. Do you know that he stood in parliament and told the speaker that I am not here based on your invitation? Yes, he did. Was it an insult? No.
Okay.
Because he did not go there based on the invitation of the speaker. He went there to represent his people, and he must do what his people said to him. He must say it to the speaker.
Thank you.
But it's outside. It's outside of the range of the legislature. Look, you as a legislator or legislator, you took oath to defend the constitution of your country. You think it was necessary for honorable lawmaker to sit and say, with all of my research?
Okay. Let me hold you there. That was going to be my next question. You give an instance here where you said, everything that you're saying in public or in the house there, you agree with most of it and you think it's correct. But now you're going to the question I was about to ask you, where that you think you said you were going to agree with him. Yeke came to the airport to RIA. They asked him, and he said, based on his research that he has done, the land in between Guinea and Liberia there is for the Guineans. So, but though, don't you think that's contradiction? You said you agree with everything the man's saying, but now we're about to you are disagreeing.
No. CEO, listen to me and play back my recording.
Okay.
I did not agree with all of what Yeke been saying.
Okay.
I agree with almost all.
Okay, almost all.
Yeah. It's not 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you're understanding it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm with you 100%.
And I told you that I agree with his recent statement on air. No. I differed with his statement on air.
Mm-hmm.
And I even told you that even declaring campaign open right now is against the states. He's not the requisite authority to declare campaign open in our country, more especially about this time. That's conflict. He's bringing conflict to our country. I said that. And I was going to the issue of the land in Guinea.
Yeah, the reason I joined from you because my next question on the list that I ran ahead of you.
Then I'm going to address it because I was going to address it. Was it right for a speaker lawmaker who took oath to defend the Constitution of the Republic to sit on the social media or on your platform and say, with my research and all of my fact findings, this land belonged to Guinea? Was it right for a seated lawmaker who took oath to defend his country to say that in public? I said no. That is treason. He betrayed the Liberian people and betrayed our constitution of this republic. And I must commend the House of Parliament for his expulsion. He needed to be expelled.
Yeah.
And not just expulsion, Yeke must be taken to court for prosecution.
Okay. You still there, right?
He's there. He waited. He just ended statement.
Oh, you waiting for me? No, I'll listen to you.
CEO, not just for to expel Yeke, but Yeke should be taken to court for prosecution. Yeke should be prosecuted by the law. And not just to expel him.
All right. It looks like you finished with that question there. So we got DK that just joined. DK, my man, wait, me and my man having some conversation. Let me do you guys have any question about the Yeke thing before I switch topic? Yeah, DK, you got a question? Ask OD.
No, I don't have. Yeke is a daunting for me. Yeke get property in Dubai, everywhere, then go on vacation there. I get question to ask the car.
Okay,
I get serious question to ask the car.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Japa, are we hearing?
Very well, my dear brother.
You are at liberty to answer or not. I'm hearing that you, Mohanda Dekpason, is contesting another Mohanda Dekpason. Stanley is contesting. How true is that?
You're not specific. I would love for your question to be smart. When the teacher says smart, when your judge should be smart, meaning it should hit the points, it should hit the target. Your question is not smart.
Okay, so meaning I'm not smart. Let me rephrase it. I'm not smarter than you because you're teacher. Yeah, I'm a teacher. A street man.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm a rephrase. That rephrase, you teacher, that teacher. I'm a regular watcher man. No offense.
Hold on. DJ, I default with what you said. I didn't say you are not smart. I didn't say that. So you got to take that one. You need to take it back. I said your question must be smart, and I said we would teacher when we say a judge is not smart, meaning it lacks specific, and I want you to bring out the specific. That's what I said.
Thank you, for me, everything I say, you understand? I'm a regular man. I had to get mad. I'm a regular man. Two, the way we say now on the show, we can put more everybody every time. Anything that comes up, we should take it. So I don't take anything personal yet. Thank you. When you clarify now, you my man, you my guy. I have a problem. Like I said, your brother Stanley, you and your brother Stanley, according to reliable information, you and your brother Stanley are contesting in the same district. The same Mohandi Dekpa children, two of the Dekpas.
Now your question is specific now. That source, I don't know where is your source, but I can tell you that information is not true. I wouldn't love to say it's lie, but let me just hold on to it and let you to know that that information is not true. It had no iota of truth. Did I make myself clear?
Yeah, thank you. But are you contesting?
What is that?
Are you contesting District 6?
I haven't contested before in District number 6. I haven't contested before in District number 6. I contested in District number 9.
You went to District 9 because Zia is in District 9. And the person of District Zia, Zia.
You want to prejudge too much?
But are there information that your brother, that two brothers will be contesting, one will be in District 9 and one will be in District 6?
If we are two brothers and one is in District number 9 and District number 6, what happened to that? What happened to that?
But why you on District 9? Somebody want to come to District 6?
And one won. The younger one won. What happened to that? What I'm telling you is my senior brother and I, we are not contesting together. We are not contesting the same district. And my senior brother have never told me one day that he's contesting. That information comes from the belly of the devil. It has no iota of truth.
Do you give me a question? Don't come put. But anyway, folks, you guys are listening to Odysseus Dekpa. You know, our brother is here. We're having conversation. It's not even an interview. It's more of a conversation. DK, we can hear you. I think talking on it. So we want to say thanks to all of you for following. Please share the show, like the page, go on BKS TV Facebook page, liked it. We always there providing updated news as time goes by. But Odi, over to you here. Let me ask this question here, and then we'll ask these other guys and see if they got a question here. What political party did you contest on the last time, and which one are you affiliating with now? Are you part of any political party?
I contested on the MDR.
Okay.
And I'm a founding and forever member of the MDR.
You're a founding member of forever. So the MDR, speaking of the MDR, so what's the start of the MDR? It has been quiet lately. When it comes to movement in Nimba County, you see CMC doing that thing there. How's everything going with MDR since you're a founding member?
We are cool. Mm-hmm. We are cool. We are very good. We're not on the air. We're doing our background investigation. We do our underground work. We're moving. We are very cool. We're moving very well. We don't need to be like CMC. We don't need to be outside. No. Politically, we do our work differently. We do not go because the person is breaking this thing, we should go break it. No. If somebody's breaking this thing, we want to do another job, we're behind it doing it. So we are cool. MDR is doing well. We are live. We're moving everywhere in Nimba. We're moving everywhere in Liberia. And God is there. Things are okay.
All right, cool. Thank you, gentlemen. You guys have any question? So we'll take the last round of questioning here before we let our guests go. Before the guy come on, I want to say thanks, Odysseus, for always coming with your intellectual strength. I know we reach out to you just, I think today, if I'm not mistaken, you always willing to come on. Even the internet giving you hard time, say you still coming on. So what's your take on this whole process? We have this whole Nimba unity thing going on in Liberia. There in Nimba there. They got people that are for Nimba unity, and then folks that have questions about it. What's your take as an MDR founder of MDR? Staunch supporter of MDR, and being a son of Nimba County. How do you define that Nimba unity? Has it come across you before? What's your take on it?
As a permanent son of
Nimba unity or one Nimba, I think they can flip it.
Yeah, as a permanent son and one of their two sons coming from the county, I will always love the good for our country. Mm-hmm. I will always love that, and I will support it. Once one Nimba unity is about bringing development and the people of Nimba together. I'm number 2, number 3. I'm into it with my all. I have a very good mindset for the people of Nimba, the people of this country, but number 1, the people of Nimba. And I must be clear with you. I support every positive thing that will come in Nimba, except for the contrary. What will not bring good image to the people of Nimba or to the country, Nimba, I'm not going to stand to support it. But once Nimba will come out and the interest of our people, I will actually support that. So to be real with you, I support one Nimba, I support Nimba unity. What I don't support is Nimba division.
All right, you support one Nimba unity, and then this will be my last question, and we'll try to take the leave of you. By the way, Odi, DK is contesting for the vice presidential candidate for UNICO. I know you've seen that on Facebook, so we ask that you reach out to all your District 9 people here and ask them to support our candidate.
Okay, BK, I'm going to tell my aunt and her children, yes. Those guys that supported me from District number 9. Though Biggie have not reached out to me, though he have not reached out to me. He said to me he got married from my sister. That's it, to my sister in Zia. Though that was a total disrespect. That was a total disrespect to me on this platform. For my Lord to tell me I got married to your sister. He did not reach out to me on the telephone. That's my tradition now. So, but trust me, you get my back. I'm going to talk to a few of my guys in the US.
Yeah.
And personally, if they have your number, they will call you. Trust me, I'm going to do that.
Thank you. You see that? That's what I love business for. So I want to close with this question, and then you can give your parting statement after that. What's your take on what happened in Sanikole and Ganta today with the attack on Koluba, Yake Koluba?
Well, to be real CEO, I did not follow the issue. I was like busy around the EBK barrack. I was doing some work. You know, my mom just came. I have to go sit with her for us to talk for a few minutes. So I didn't really follow the issue until maybe tonight. I will be following the issue to see what really happened on the ground. But to be real with you, if there was an attack on Yeke, a personal attack on Yeke in Nima, clearly I must say it was not right. If there was any attack on Yeke from our citizen in Nima, I must say it was not right. Yeke got right to his free speech. He got right to this country. He can go anywhere. But I feel that our people of Nima are very mature people. Nima do not believe in brutalizing people. Nima is a civilized community. That's a county. Nima is an organized county that people are very proud of. And I want to believe that our citizens will not just wake up to waste war on Yeke. No. But again, if that happens, I want to say it was wrong. It needed not to happen because we want to build the image of Nima. When you stay and say, I come from Nima, people should see Nima in you. So
is it happening from my end or
Different end. It's when the phone drop and then the internet trip.
wow?
Should
Should we blame the internet in Liberia when we have people that are functioning who did networking in our country and they left it like that, they ran away?
And networking in front of the
that difference, no problem there, but won't bring up. But again, you gotta go ask my Ellie for sign no contract, no concession with those guys who brought the internet system in the country. Because if they are putting policy to say when you bring internet should be like this, like that, like this, you're gonna be good. So, but he didn't do it. He didn't even have no expertise at the time. He just brought somebody. He said, "Gentlemen, say we not get there. You can't do this for us," and they start doing it. What you expect? The men are still eating their money until.
But is the contract not reversible, or you cannot renew it?
Irreversible. They always renew, but the problem here is Liberia government. That's why where Mr. Dekba talking about socialism. Sometimes when you read what socialism is, I think it's the best system. For me, I feel it's the best system because let the government take charge of all of these things and then start to supply the citizen instead of prioritizing those things and allowing people to have their own will to do these things. That's what happened to our country.
So, Alfonso, here we say though, there are certain rights, inalienable rights in law. We call it inalienable rights, and these rights are human rights, right? For example, healthcare, that's a human right. Education, that's a human right. Now, in the digital world that we live in, internet should also be considered a human right. Not like the people cannot afford it. But if also you know the situation of Liberia, you buy $5 card, they will tell you you're supposed to go for maybe 1 week, and it will just finish abruptly. Nobody will know how it finished. Sometimes you will have it in your phone to even use them. It's a problem. To use your own card that you bought, to use it is a problem. A scenario about a week ago, a Wi-Fi providing company here called Cannon Box, the one that I actually use. They had internet issue, and then the government themselves called them. They say, no, your contract, you said you were going to provide quality service to our people. But for the past days now, you've not been providing it. And they say, oh, we had issue about fiber cable under the sea, but we're working on it. The government say, as soon as you do that, you need to reinstate those people. And some of our 4 days, 5 days, we had internet issue. They reinstated us. They added days to our Wi-Fi. So if my Wi-Fi is supposed to finish on the 26th, now I have to extend another 5 days to that. But the government is there. They don't care. Once in another, they don't, Amara Conan, the rest of the representatives get their own scratch card, they get a 4-star link. They don't really care. LTA is there as regulator. LRA is giving a revenue award to Orange. Even though these people are making business, we are aware. But remember now, some of these things, they are human rights and people need to get them. And when you and I were leaving from abroad and going to Liberia, there are 2 things we worry about. 1 is the internet. 2 is the electricity. Child, you leaving to go Liberia, tell your friends I'm a man at Liberia going, so when you see me online at A, if you not see me at A. But take a look at Ghana, our neighbor. Take a look at Ivory Coast. It's terrible.
John, Africa as a whole don't have good internet system. But
at least certain countries trying. They're doing well. At least
I used to communicate with some of my guys in Ghana. Sometimes the network can be very bad. We close by all in Sierra Leone. Even the Guinea, the Africa you call it can be very bad. But what happened is the entire continent Africa will depend on different continent satellite to carry our communication. So let's say, for instance, we get our internet system set up in Liberia. Everything is okay. The facility is good. And somebody in space is tampering with our communication. You're not still bringing our people down there. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but these are things. Africa had not been able to come together. Even all the countries say, okay, say we cannot, we cannot go in the space to have our own satellite. Then all of the country put certain budget together, look for manpower, we train them, then they build this, and then maybe by this time, we'll be going to the moon, we'll be sending our satellite in space so we can protect our own continent. They don't even have those talks. Then every time we pay satellite bill and all that stuff, other country paying it to other country, the Russia and other countries. So then, what you expect? Our internet will continue to be tripping continuously.
I agree with you, Afonso. 100%, I agree with you. But again, I will give kudos to other countries that are doing well. For example, Lesotho. Lesotho is doing very well. South Africa too is doing well. And I will set an example on Rwanda, because I sit here and I know how it is, even though a trip, but not to the extent that Liberia is. Afonso, it's terrible. I was writing something this morning. I wanted to post it just on the same topic, but I decided to just let it go. It's terrible that you will buy something and you can't use it.
let me just bring joke in there. Internet work in a clean environment. Eh? You laughing? Internet work does not work in kind of environment that in a very clean environment. You see, internet works there well.
Afonso,
let me just say this: if you get into somebody's office in Liberia, guess what? That person is that place is not a bank, for instance. That high powered government official office. If you enter in that office, you will know that kind of office does not require internet. The very first thing you will be looking at is the entire office is very hot. The computer will not work. The Cisco, the internet connectivity, everything in the ceiling or in the wall, the place is hot until the temperature will suppress those cables. But in a very civilized and clean environment, you will notice when you enter the places you can see the people set up is very cool, quiet, and cold because they got AC there 24-hour electricity. But where will you get at in Liberia, my brother? Even the Starlink sell the men again, what they call Starlink, where we say okay, it's a better internet system. People stay happy on a house, stay their internet tripping. They will not survive in a kind of environment until we can think as a country to clean up our country and clean up even the sling, clean it up. We get a different way of structuring our buildings. Internet not going to work. They're not just look at the pole and the connection. No, don't in the air we know, but the connection is done inside.
I agree with you on the fact that internet has to be in a good environment, especially where you keep those
yeah.
But here is my point, right? If we want to be like other countries, we need to behave like them. Alfonso, the government has the power and the control. When they say this should happen, it will happen. Take, for example, why would it take the government to say we are removing tax from every computer that will be, brought into Liberia? Every computer that will be imported into this country, we remove tax on it for the next 1 year. Almost everyone in our country will own a computer. After the war here, after the genocide, the government removed tax on few items. Essential one of them was computer. That's why almost all of the high schools here, you go there, you see advanced computer lab, the children doing computer. But Francois, you there. So now maybe you want to send 1 or 2 PC for your picking junior, and junior is in Liberia. You're thinking, how is he going to free that stuff from the port? These are the problem. If we have these things, Francois, we got see. Other countries don't have it. A landlocked country like Rwanda improving. How many Wi-Fi provider we have in Liberia? How many houses can you go to in Liberia that you will enter that people got Wi-Fi in their houses and you connect to them? I will tell you, not even 5%. Not even 5.
Yeah.
People don't have it. And it's affordable. It's something that you can pay for. How can you have a country and people be selling 2 minutes?
My brother,
2 minutes.
these are things I have afraid of. Say Liberia, the nurse in Liberia, enter Liberia is nursing. A nursing to the extent even you cannot concentrate when you walk in the street. That's why people just join the road car, they're not there now. Because no concentration on the noise. When the car coming, you will not know. Everybody there, buy your mini, buy your data, buy your mini, buy your data. No job. You play nursing. Everybody hate us.
That's why I said today.
How will you get Wi-Fi? How will you get Wi-Fi connected in people's houses for them to pay for it when they are not even working, when the market condition is not good? How will you get that? The economy is not correct.
It's a terrible situation.
There are people who are pocketing the money, they get it. People in our country get money.
People got money. People got money.
I enter Liberia, one lay born, I mean, 30 year person. Get the cars the man get. They see cars some people buy on the side for 100 some more thousand, they're buying them.
People
in our country buying it. In fact, Liberia, let me let you know that we just fooling ourselves say we will get Liberian dollar. But the actual money we use in our country, the actual money we use in our country, United States dollar. Going most of those stores all around Monrovia, or in fact, even in the interior, those shop stores, people sell in United States dollars. We just put Liberian dollar there just for it to be like, oh, the people using Liberian. No.
It's a terrible situation.
Until the government can put in policy and system where maybe if I also sending money in Liberia, sending US, and that person receiving Liberian dollar, they happen in other countries, we will not even know what we're doing in our country or our economy. When we say, some people will say, oh, Let that. Jump in, mama, you appear on the screen 2 times. You mute yourself in one and the other one. Anyway, we get
Yeah, so
jumping
there is a
assistant.
strategy. There is a strategy that I'm using.
Don't learn new technology. That's why it can be muting you. Don't learn new technology when not the appropriate time. Media on the show. You must learn it
So
when off the show.
yeah, so Alfonso, I agree with you on this issue, and I think it's something that our government needs to work on. It's something that the country needs to work on. We need to have areas of priority. Every year you see government, I mean, when government come into power, they will say, oh, we invest into agriculture. But when the government take over, you go look at agriculture budget,
Say
you feel
100,000.
weak. You feel weak.
100,000.
How do you
100,000.
invest?
Say 100,000. That was Musa Bede can say the car your president riding around it. Yeah, say 100,000.
Yeah. How can you invest into a sector that you say it is your priority, but then you spending 600,000 annually on that
agriculture?
sector?
Then how they call it represent the Kodo Kragu that is not nowhere say can just use 100,000 in 3 days.
In 3 days. Real quick.
The bill bridge.
I don't know what is wrong with us. I don't know what is wrong with our government. I don't know what is wrong with us today. And the sad thing about it, trending news in the world, we get to know about them after 2-3 days because we don't have the capacity to get these fresh-hand information. It gets terrible. A scenario, I sat in a class with a girl from Liberia, graduated from high school and everything. And we went to computer class. The girl said, according to her, what she thought was we were going to learn how to create folder and file. Start creating file and stuff. That's what she thought of. Or to be typing using Mappy Begum. But it was different. Very much different.
Yeah.
And working in all of the platform, Excel, Microsoft, you working in PSPP, everything.
That's a quite unfortunate thing for all in Liberia. That's where we begin our learning from.
And it's an easy thing for the kids here. They see it just something normal that they been.
I mean, when the children who phone in their hand a day, they almost there. So now they are fake you and then talking the tapping. You don't even know what type of computer you get on computer you gave her. So these are some of the things. So now when we come, we say, yeah, we learn the computer too, we see the other men to doing it, then we are more open. Wow, looking at them, we're stealing their style, their techniques. But these are some of the conditions. We learn it, yeah, the hard way, even though the material wasn't there. But we just learn by, I can say we learn majority of the things in our country by heart. Because the material is not available.
It's not available.
Somebody will pronounce something, they will call something in that you are not seeing.
You've never even seen it before in your entire life.
I was in chemistry chemistry class. We saw be doing the lab, but they will pronounce some of those elements that are not seen with my own eyes. They just pronounce it. Then they want me to memorize all in my head. They will say now I'll be reciting it. That is some of the crazy things we were doing. That was somebody was telling me, I said, my man, the thing some of think you can think some kind of way is the school system, even bureaucracy, we can think beyond human expectation.
That have been one of my core to the government.
You know what it is? I working about working. The whole thing we will have to memorize it, and we start saying it because teacher want you. By the time you sit in class, he say this. You want for your man to just run there and say, pick it up. So we got to memorize it and be. It was my man. Really that thing, Liberia, thing will change by the grace of God. The native why they should have the system not good. At least there are people coming to the system that want to bring some changes. I think Liberia will be better maybe 20 years. Not maybe 10, but 20 years from now.
Yeke could have been one of those people to bring the change in Liberia, but you guys
did that thing. Don't be talking about till leftover politician there. Till the leftover politician.
But again, for me, I believe that almost everyone that in power right now cannot change Liberia because they have been around the circle for the past Yes.
Till the leftover politician will not bring a change in the country. The people,
Yeah.
their entire thinking is to control the system, let people say yes to them, and talk the Eddie Melvin student are stay long in our system, they there. Why they
They
improve
just there.
nothing? No
They
improvement.
there.
You
Eh,
nobody
eh, eh.
will point out anything in Liberia that Eddie Melvin Snow are done that have been completely different from Taylor's Day.
All of
Yeah,
these
they
people.
say these are men when as soon they say election coming, they will say nobody can beat me in a country when I want to beat, I will do it. Because what?
And the people will
Eddie-
vote them.
yeah, man. I mean,
That's the problem. The people will vote them. And when the people vote them, you can't do anything about it. You and myself.
that audition the power talking correct things, then yeah. But who will look at audition the talking the kind of correct thing and go vote for him when somebody will cash the town where is coming with that kind of cars. I saw CNC convoy. How many cars was it? That was 32 or 31.
We
Let it
we
go
just
slow, guys.
we
Yeah.
just spoke with the advisor recently to the political leader. He said they have over 80 cars and they're expecting the next 30 to come. But you see, that's the problem is now with those people that get money. I think the problem is the same politician. I wanted to ask Odysseus. Many a time people will say, if I do this and I get in a house, I will not do this. You realize that they get compromised along the way. You saw what happened with the concession deal with all the vocal people we had in the county that we believed that they could stand up for NIMA, they could do the right thing. But here we are again today. Another 25 years given to Aslam Mintar.
Oh yeah.
So these people, for me, I don't believe.
But you listen to the vice president interview with EFBC where I know one of the statements he said it was
Yeah.
it there was a vice president said I think yeah the vice president said
Yes.
ArcelorMittal will stay with us for the next 100 years. You listen to that? I think I know he said that
He the one who said it.
yeah, ArcelorMittal are going to stay with us for the next 100, meaning after that 25 years, I don't care what happy, what not happy, they will still get ArcelorMittal another year again. So we'll continue. Then I say on the fire, then we'll get additional again to make it 100. So
And you
staying
know what?
100 years in the country and making big trillions of dollars from out of the country, and the country still remain in that condition. That's one of the things.
That's how
I believe the next 25 years too, maybe by that time, Meta Junior will be in the system if they will not step on us. We the diaspora Liberia, they will not step on us because when John they're talking here when John get over there, that BB ring, that your BB ring when the men are feeling where they doing their finger that day. Yeah, all of them get it.
you get
All
our
the
ring.
other-
Alfonso, you got our ring.
I'm not ring different, but
You got our same ring. You guys in our ring society.
they are ring very wide, big. Now marry ring on their right hand, now on their left hand, very wide and big. Every day their hand they marry up the hill there, get me doing that finger there, they all that. The
So
person I
the
not seen that ring on their hand at the VP and the president.
The
And
whole
people
issue
see that
about
ring.
concession deal, concession agreement, they keep going back to the 2002 mineral law. And that law, I think, is something that should be amended. We came from war. We expected people to come in the country. We needed to give them good interest rate to receive them very well. Now, we are done with war. With all the revenue we've been receiving, the problem is we don't have dividend. So if we say we're increasing this and all people leave, then we sit down, we say, oh, we'll not get something to do. The government is not investing in those sectors. The next 25 years from now, if I was a government, we will start building people too that will take over, Liberians that will take over our own sector when those people are leaving.
It will work. Don't worry, Joe. It will work. You know when you want to do something like that, you don't start harshly. That step by step, you start eating. You know the government acting a rat. Start eating them small. Then when the investment is somehow some kind of way where somebody will not just shy away, then you can start breaking those kind of thing. Hey, so Ghana, I call it that South African company that are mine, they go there.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? They still in Ghana mine go. Was it that Ghanaian were not able to mine gold? Then the Ghanaian were able to mine gold. But after the other president took office, they took them from there and gave it to Ghanaian. You see there? They were happy. They were happy, Liberia, don't worry.
Well, that's why we're praying for you. Alfonso, thank you for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful conversation with you. In 2 minutes, tell the people something, and then we're going to call it a night.
Yeah, thank you, John. Every day we come here, sometimes our message resonate with other people, and it's not resonating with other people. But I do believe that everything we say here, it is our perspective on how we see issues. Some are facts, and some need to be checked. But the issue to observe today in Nima, firstly, when I came, I condemned it. I said, was it a good thing for us to have our youth to be violent? Because I did not see any old person over there. Yeah, so we always say youth. To have our youth to be involved in violence. But sometimes some of those violence to get rid of them, you got to begin it from the early stage when you notice that it will come. Like some of those regular statements in public when people say, hey, let you reach checkpoints so that it cannot come. Let law enforcer enforce law not based on party sentiment, but they should enforce law based on the organic law of our country. While it is true that everybody in our country have right to free speech, free movement, it is also noted in that constitution that every other thing you do in conformity with your free movement and free speech, you'll be held accountable. So if the law of our country on the electoral session says the election commission is the only body that declare election open, and an individual, whether politician or whosoever, declare election open, the state secret means the state authority should erect checkpoint right away so that it cannot cause another hindrance or another trouble to come. We don't know, this is just Nima, but we don't know what's going to happen in Bontone. We don't know what's going to happen in other countries that he try to visit. If a measure will still remain the same, because in the South instead declare, on a campaign tour, if that thing will still remain the same in other countries, I foresee there will be another incident that will be more than maybe Nimba. So I don't think we have to be following the same path over and over. We have to change course. So as a country, let's remain peaceful. To develop a country is another easy thing. To have a peaceful country is not easy thing, but at least we got to try. Some of all our experience, the war, running in the bushes all around. I remember I hate water, but the Ganta felt made me to swim, by force. It was just by force. I swim because God said, my man, you will cross that water. When everybody was jumping in the river, I said, I don't think I will make it. But certain thing came over me when I saw that helicopter. Yeah, I did a helicopter when I saw it. I said, no, I just had to join the water. So I was waiting for that time we stay alive. We give God the glory, and we don't want to get into the past. That's why we always preach no peace messages around. We don't want any kind of thing like that to confront our country, even though we are suffering. But at least it's better to suffer in your dry than to suffer and see people being killed just from violence. Thank you, Gio.
Thank you very much. Saint Alfonso talk about a war. For me, I didn't experience the war, but I experienced Ebola.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did experience the war, so he didn't get that. Then you have to. I will say, you be careful. Then you are picking again, Joe. Don't tell them. Don't say you are not.
Yeah, I want to see you.
Yeah, you can close the show.